You know that feeling that has you thinking ridiculous things like, oh boy, any minute now they're going to find me out. They're going to know I'm not who they thought I was and that I don't belong here. Ever get those thoughts? That's imposter syndrome in a nutshell. And imposter syndrome is a type of social anxiety that causes us angst and discomfort. So we'd better nip it in the bud as soon as possible. This is particularly common among doctoral students, when you're starting a new position, and when you get promoted unexpectedly. It's when you don't think you're deserving of something, even though you worked so hard to be right where you are. So why does this happen? In this lesson, we're going to explain imposter syndrome, why you might be feeling it, and some ways to overcome imposter syndrome, because guess what? It impacts your communication. Let's do this. Up, Explearners? Mary Daphne here of Explearning.co, where we believe social skills are the key to the good life. What's the good life? It's where you call the shots, you have a crew you can count on, and you're on a mission that you care about. Before I jump in, I encourage you to check out our comprehensive small talk guide. Just click the link in the description box below to get the free downloadable delivered straight to your inbox. Why imposter syndrome happens. Imposter syndrome transpires when we're feeling insecure and when we lack confidence. It's rooted in the belief that you're not good enough and that you'll be exposed as a phony. It's when you doubt your skills and you undermine your accomplishments. It's taking modesty to an extreme because you psychologically believe that you're faking it. All right, so how does it impact communication? Imposter syndrome takes its toll on our confidence and our self-worth. It takes a jab at our mental state. You'd better believe that it trickles down into our communication. When we lack clarity of mind, our social interactions become more jumbled. We give off a weird vibe, and even if we don't reveal what's ailing us, humans are smart and pick up on something being amiss, even if they can't put a finger on it. Now, in extreme cases, the person you're communicating with might even take it personally, thinking that your behavior might be something that has to do with them. So we really need to build our mental fortitude, recognizing that being in a good place mentally enables us to be in a good place socially. All right, so how do we get over imposter syndrome? Remind yourself that you're not there to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to answer to anyone about the choices you've made or how and why you're qualified. The proof is in the pudding. Just do your best with whatever task you have. If it's overwhelmingly difficult, don't think too much about it. Let your actions guide you. Do, then analyze. In other words, take action and then assess your emotional state, not the other way around, because then you'll risk grappling with inertia. And once inertia has her grip on you, she's going to put up a fight. So that's why we need action to catapult us into a steady state of momentum. Once we're on autopilot and we're not thinking about how we might be a fraud or undeserving of this undertaking. Lastly, you have the power to change the narrative. Challenge that voice in your head telling you that you're an imposter on the brink of being found out. It's total nonsense. Instead, rewrite the narrative and tell your little voice that you're capable of this challenge and more. Our mind is powerful, and sometimes it paints the most absurd pictures in our heads to our own detriment. So change your thoughts about it, and your inner voice will budge off. So let's quickly recap. Imposter syndrome is when a doubt about your abilities infiltrates your thought patterns, causing you to feel like a phony. It impacts your communication because if you doubt yourself, that rubs off to the people around you and can even turn into the self-fulfilling prophecy. Like other social anxieties, you can kick imposter syndrome to the curb by doing 3 things. 1, remember that you have nothing to prove to anyone. 2, find your flow state and let your actions guide you instead of your analysis. And 3, rewrite the narrative because that's in your control. Change how you perceive the situation and that you're deserving of all that you've accomplished so far. Self-pep talks go a long way, so don't underestimate them. And if you behave like you're a fraud, then people might start viewing you as a fraud, and there goes your credibility. So be mindful of your mental state and overcome imposter syndrome with the strategies we've outlined here. So now that I've shared our thoughts, I would love to hear your own ideas for overcoming imposter syndrome. How do you shake feeling like a fraud? Share that with me and the Explearning community in the comments down below. And if you love this lesson, please be sure to let me know. You can give this video a thumbs up on YouTube. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to join our tribe of Explearners so that you never miss a lesson. And if you ring that bell, you'll get notified about our new lessons and our live streams. Email this video to friends and coworkers who also want to supercharge their social skills. And while we're at it, feel free to also share it with your friends on social as well. And remember, the write-ups of these lessons are always available on our blog at explearning.co/blog. With that, have an awesome week, Explearners. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time for your next Explearning lesson. Happy Explearning!